All right, for some of you that may have subscribed to my past channel, I don't know why, I just put out videos for you to watch. I'm not like a famous person or anything like that, but I do have great opinions. And I want to start off by talking about my team, the Orlando Magic. What? What? Okay, so I'm going to break this down. We're going to talk about the players, and then I'm going to tell you what I think needs to happen. Okay. First off, the Orlando Magic was shorthanded, but I don't think that was a reason why they should have lost against the Bucks. I believe that the Orlando Magic could have beat the Bucks on any given day, literally. What I want to do is talk about the play. First and foremost, Vooch. Vooch is a great player. I personally believe that he has all the fundamentals down. He kind of reminds you of a not as athletic Dirk Nowitzki. I don't know if that's kind of right or not, but but no, he's a solid player. Nice hook shot, good inside game, great outside game. He can shoot the ball. And again, I'm gonna say this: he can shoot the ball. One of the biggest issues I have with the Orlando Magic is that they don't have a lot of players that can shoot the ball. It is called basketball, right? You are supposed to put the basketball in the hole. Like, you're supposed to be able to shoot the basketball. Am I right? I believe that's correct. So the whole point is to be able to get the ball into the hoop in the most efficient way possible, which the Orlando Magic is anything but efficient when it has come to that. I get off Vucevic. The next person, I'm going to go to the opposite end of the spectrum, and just say a quick couple of minutes on Evan Fournier. So about Evan Fournier. So that's about all you need to know. Anyway, with with Markelle Fultz, great player. I mean, you can tell that he was stunning, shining back in his day. That shine and that glitter hasn't really came back, and he can't shoot. Okay, what? Again, another player who can't shoot. Let's talk about the guy that he replaced, DJ Augustin. DJ Augustin, great player. What I saw in the playoffs on the pick and rolls, it was like he was scared to shoot. Either that or he was trying to get an and one by backing into the player. That's one of the things I don't understand. Like, you're in the NBA, you're getting into the hole. He's almost by himself in the hole, but he backs up into the player when he gets into the hole. Why? Because he's trying to initiate that contact. But while he's initiating contact, he passing the ball off. Or he don't even shoot the ball. There was a lot of times on the pick and roll where he was wide ass open and he didn't shoot the ball. To the life of me, I don't understand that. And Vooch was on the pick and roll. So Vooch was picking and rolling and doing whatever he needed to do, or he could pick and pop. And also, don't even get me started on some of the other players. I'm trying hard not to say that dude's name again because he is a starter and I don't think he should be a starter, Evan Fournier. I'm sorry, bruh. You know what? I am going to talk about him. I didn't want to talk about him, but I am going to talk about him. You can't shoot. You're not athletic, and you don't make the greatest of decisions. I'm sorry. Wherever you came from, I don't care if I don't know where you came from. I know you came from Cross Seas, so you're probably like, a Manu Ginobili fan. I don't know, but Manu Ginobili can actually shoot the ball. There's a reason why your position is called shooting guard. You're supposed to be able to shoot. Okay. I don't even want to get into the Ben Simmons argument about that, but the whole thing is if you're in the NBA, you should be able to shoot. And by the way, in these days, in these times, if you can't shoot the damn ball, don't get on the court because you're basically wasting space. You are. We're having taller 7-foot guys being able to shoot the ball consistently, and you're a shooting guard, and you're. I'm about to blow up. Anyway, the point is, you should be able to shoot the ball. So on the pick and rolls, he tries to force shots. He's not quick enough to get off of the when someone sets a pick, usually it's Vooch setting a pick or Birch setting a pick, and This dude, like, he don't have that quickness, that speed. Yeah, every once in a while he'll do his little Euro step and get in there. You know, every once in a while he'll get a layup in or he'll get a floater in. I get that. Yeah, every once in a while he'll do that. But it's not efficient. It's really not. By the way, there's somebody on the bench that's way better than him, and that's Ross. Terrence Ross should be a starter. Now, I guess I ain't got no choice but to hop around because I'm talking about like just the whole play aspect. You're in the NBA playoffs and you don't change up your lineup. I don't care how much you play Evan for whatever his name is. I don't care how much you paying him. Sit his ass on the bench because he doesn't belong in the starting lineup. Period. End of story. If you look at how they guard Fournier and if you look at how they guard Ross, they are all over Ross. They are all over him. That creates opportunity because he's spacing the floor. Hello, you start off by getting, first off, the first game, and going back, the game that they beat the Bucks, okay? The first game when they beat the Bucks, you know what happened? Vooch made his shots, okay? Vooch turned up, okay? That's not going to happen all the time. They shut down Vooch, and then guess what happened? But I guarantee you, if Ross was in the starting lineup, first off, as a coach, and believe you me, I am a coach. Don't get it twisted, okay? If you have a team and you're in the playoffs and you down 3-1 and you don't switch up the starting lineup, you got to try something different. I don't care. You try something different. Usually what I have works in the first couple of games on what I would do and switching up the lineup and everything else in between. But let me tell you something. And I know what a lot of people say. Oh, but you need scorers in the second. No. You put your best players on the court. You get them to start out and you get them to blast off in the first quarter. That's what you do. You destroy the team. First off. That's what you do. You put all your scores in. Well, what about foul trouble and everything else? Let me tell you something. If you don't know how to play chess, then you don't belong in the NBA. Figure it out. You have a rotation for a reason. And Cliff had a rotation and it did not work out. Yes, in the first game, Vooch went off. A lot of the complementary players played well. By the way, I'm going to give a huge shout out to my boy Birch. That dude's a hustler, man. I don't care what nobody say. And yeah, he can't shoot. By the way, he's a player. He's one of those players who can't shoot, but he doesn't belong in the starting lineup, which they have it right. He isn't in the starting lineup. He's a guy that comes in, hustles, comes after the ball. That's the kind of guy I want coming off the bench. Meaning I want Fournier coming off the bench. Okay? Then we have MCW. And by the way, all of these Michael Carter Williams, all these names, everybody trying to DB and JC and BW and all this other good stuff. Come on, man, just say the damn name. And I even got me saying, MCW, like that's Michael Carter Williams. So Michael Carter Williams, yeah, I think he was a good addition. I don't think he was a great addition. He's not really taking up too much salary cap, so it is what it is. But I don't think he should be back next year. That's just my own personal opinion. Isaac is going to be out for the entire year. I do believe that the Magic need to pick up an athletic guy similar to Oladipo. One of the things that and then they had Grant. I don't think they should have got rid of Grant last year either. But one of the things is that I'm tired of the Orlando Magic doing is not allowing these players to play to their potential. You get them out there. First off, as a coach, when you're evaluating players, you want to see what they can do. No. Not in practice. Not when they're up against the B team. Not when they're split up and they're playing against each other. I'm talking about seeing what they can do. Hey, your number's called. Get out there. Let's see what you can do. That kind of stuff. That's what I'm talking about, man. So when you're talking about playing basketball, you need to find out what your players can do. Well, this is the reason why Oladipo, they couldn't figure out what he could do. And then, Vogel totally messed up the lineup. I don't know what. I know that we have good centers coming in, but having 15 centers in the NBA just ain't gonna work out. You need a point guard somewhere. You need somebody, you gotta be on a fast break somehow. You know what I'm saying? So he did strap the Orlando Magic. I don't know what he was thinking, but he strapped the Orlando Magic, and also the front office as well. Well, I'm not really gonna get into that right now. So when you have a team, okay, like the Orlando Magic, you have to be able to understand who your players are and what they can do. I honestly don't think they sent Bamba out there and said, hey, Bamba, you know what? We're going to do a simple play for you, get you the ball, get you on some ISO situations. We'll see what you can do. See what he can do. Just let him do what he wants, okay? And then let other players around him, have him talk about it. Hey, look, Swayze hit the ball, you know what you're going to do, man. Come on, it's game time. Shake it up a little bit. See what they can do. But if you don't know what they can do, then what's going on? So a lot of people talk about, and I'm going to go back to some of the other players, but a lot of people talk about Terrence Ross and how he belongs on the bench. I'm going to tell you why he don't belong on the bench. Terrence Ross is a shooter. Terrence Ross is a person who would love to have the ball in his hands. The problem with Terrence Ross is that because he's not a starter, and it's a psychological thing, I promise you it's a psychological thing. Because he's not a starter, he feels like he needs to make things happen. When you're not a starter and you're coming off the bench and people give you the ball, it's like, I'm a shooter and I got the ball. Finally, I'm gonna shoot it. I'm gonna shoot it. I'm gonna do what it takes to get the ball in there to shoot the ball. And a lot of times, Terrence Ross, the reason why we were in the playoffs in the first place is because of Terrence Ross. Last year when they beat Toronto, it was because of Terrence Ross. Not all because of Terrence Ross, but Terrence Ross went off. He played well. You know what I'm saying? Guess who didn't play well? I'm not going to mention his name. I think you already know. So the point is that when you have players, you need to see what they can do. Terrence Ross is a player that I believe, one, he should be upgraded to a starter. Fournier needs to go. Michael Carter-Williams need to go. Fultz need to go. And I know you just can't get rid of everybody, but I do believe that DJ Augustine is a solid point guard. I do believe that you should keep Fultz and DJ Augustine. They kind of give you two different types of play, which is great. He's a bigger point guard that could lead up to mismatches in the future. That's only if you don't have somebody else. And somebody's been extremely rude with their music. This is how it is. This is how it is right here. This is so I'm over here, obviously I'm in Orlando, and this is what it's like when you got people, they just want you to listen to their type of music, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why, but his music sucks. So anyway, my car is on. I'm gonna roll right up on over here real quick because I don't want to hear his trash ass music. I don't even understand it anyway. And by the way, I love Spanish music, by the way. So I don't want anybody to get that twisted at all. So anyway, the point is that what was I talking about? See, I done got outside talking about dude music. But so when you're a starter, you feel like you have an obligation to play more responsibly. Okay, I got teammates around. All right, I'm gonna pass in the ball, everything else in between. But when you know that you're a shooter and you can shoot and you don't hardly ever get the ball, I'm gonna tell you something, man. It's painful because it's like I finally got the ball. I finally can do what I want to do. Just a quick story. This is because this ain't about me. It's about the Orlando Magic. It's a quick story. I was in the military. I was playing ball. I was trying out for a team. Right. I was playing for the base team. And afterwards, the coach wanted me to play for the team. And I told him I didn't want to play. And the reason being is because we were playing well. I'm one of those players that like, hey, look here. I love getting rebounds. I'm almost like Chris Paul. Like, I love getting rebounds. So, like, I'm a point guard, shooting guard who loves to get rebounds and love to just, hey, look, bow. I'm going on the other side of the court, right? So when I get rebounds, I go coast to coast real quick. Well, a couple of times I would grab a rebound, I come down, I'm going coast to coast, but I see a dude, he's over in the corner. Look here, man, this is something I gotta tell everybody. You got a tall white dude that love to shoot threes. If his ass is open, just give him the damn ball. For real, just give him the damn ball. So anyway, you take the ball to the hole, right? I'm taking the ball to the hole. It's a 2-on-1 situation. He runs over to the corner. I dishes off to him. He hits a three. We're like, hey, you know what I'm saying? We coming down. We run it back down, right? So then there's this one other time where I had a shorter guy on me. And by the way, I'm only 5'9", so I had a shorter guy on me. But the thing is I have hops. So what happened? And this is my shot, by the way. I'm a shooting expert, and what I mean by that is I can shoot with my right hand, left hand. I can make hook shots from the 3-point line consistently. I can make hook shots pretty much anywhere. Turnaround fadeaways is my shot. I did grow up in the Jordan era, so I did practice my turnaround fadeaway. I didn't quite practice a step back because it wasn't really all that prevalent back in the day, and it was kind of like a traveling, like you kind of got used to it. But now if you practice James Harden step back, you won't have any issues. But anyway, the issue is that, so I get the ball, right? And I was posting a guy up. I got the ball on the post. I got a shorter point guard on me. Now, he pushes me. I mean, this has happened, especially in the military. People don't really know how to play basketball. So he's pushing me out, right? So I'm going towards the 3-point line. I was, doing my little Kobe, turn around. Then I did the Jordan turnaround, fade away. And while I was in the air, I kid you not, while I was in the air, I heard the guy say selfish. I heard the coach. He was like, "Oh, selfish. What is he doing?" Like when you have ups, you can hear what people are saying because the sound comes out faster, faster than when you're jumping up in the air. So literally everything is in slow motion. I hit the turnaround fadeaway and swish, right? So it's like, it was like, bam, ba-dam. Like it was just in there, right? So everybody's like, oh, all that good stuff, you know how it is. So anyway, I run back down. I'm still continuing to play ball. I'm doing my thing. I'm, passing dimes, all this other good stuff. So anyway, at the end, he said, hey, you're pretty good and everything else in between. I told him, not to be honest with you, I don't want to play because I want to be able to do what I want to do. The reason being is, here's the thing, peeps. When you're able to play basketball, and this is my message for anybody that's a baller. If you got a coach that don't know what you can do, you need to tell him, give me the damn ball and let me play ball. At some point in the game, you don't have to go in the whole entire game. And obviously, if you miss 3 shots in a row, you probably need to pass the ball up. For real. Just pass the ball up for a while. Because you're probably just off. You could have an off day or off night, whatever it is. But whatever it is, you have to be efficient when you're playing basketball. But if you have a coach that don't want to give you the damn ball, then don't want to see what you can do, then that's a problem. That's what I kind of feel is wrong with Cliff. I love him. He's old school. I do love him though. I think he's a great coach. But I do think that the Orlando Magic, the organization as a whole, coming down all those years, I don't believe they allowed their players to just go out there and just play ball. And that's a huge issue. Okay. If you're in the NBA, and by the way, I'm gonna talk about college as well. If you're in the NBA or even in college, and your point guard is taking the ball down, bringing the ball down court, and you got to do all these numbers and everything else in between every 5 seconds and everything else in between. This ain't baseball. The game is too fast. Okay, you need to teach your point guards how to take advantage of the situation, what they need to do, and everything else in between. They don't need to be continually bringing the ball down, looking at the coach. You want to know what all of this is? The coach just wants to look good. That's what it is. Let me tell you something. If I'm a coach, I'm going to sit my ass down. I'm going to teach my point guard what he should be looking for and how to take care of mismatches at any point of the game. And if I call a timeout, it's only because I'm trying to draw up a play or trying to bring an attention to the players that they need to see something. Okay? So being a coach is more than just going down and calling out plays that 9 times out of 10 won't work anyway because of the defense that's being played. Okay? Pick and rolls, simple stuff like that is really the game of basketball. I mean, really is. Passing the ball around, getting it to the open guy, preferably your shooter, and then you're good to go. But the problem is that coaches don't know how to coach. And I'm going to say this. I am going to say this. Coaches in the NBA and the College Basketball Association do not know how to coach. And I'm going to say about 80% of them do not know how to coach. I'm telling you, they don't know what they're doing. And it's really embarrassing because some of them And I must admit, some of them are great. They're what? They're a great inspiration to the team. You know, they rally the guys. Hey guys, you know, this is what we're going to do. You know, some coaches, they develop a culture and everything else in between. And some coaches want to be the nice guy. And some coaches, let me tell you something. When you're a coach, you need to know how to not only just lead men, but you need to be able to develop talent so that when the time comes, they'll be ready to show out. They'll be ready to do their stuff. And be like, look here. Or they can communicate, teaching them how to communicate with each other. Teaching them, hey, Steve Kerr came up to Jordan and said, hey, look, man, I'm open. They double teaming you. Like, all right, I'm in the air. Slow motion. Oh, Kerr's right there. All right, I'm going to get to him. We all know what happened. So just being able to do that. Now, one of the things is I didn't talk about a couple of players. I know I'm getting a little bit long-winded here. Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon's a great player. I really hate to say this, but he needs to be traded. I think he's a great player. I just don't think he's consistent enough as a scorer to warrant the money that we're paying him. But he is a great player. The other Isaac, obviously we need to keep him for a long time. He does need to be a little bit more consistent with his shot because he does have a good shot, by the way. I believe a little bit more athleticism will work out. I believe the Orlando Magic do need to find ways to have better stretch fours, and yeah, I think we'll be all right. But yeah, some of the gameplay stunk. When they were basically the pick and roll game was absolutely horrendous. I don't know what to be honest with you, I really don't know what Cliff was thinking by doing that same stuff over and over again, but it wasn't working. It worked in the first game, but it's only because Vooch was making his shots and he was balling out of his mind. But you know, you need at least two players that's going to be able to do that consistently for you throughout the night, and the Orlando Magic just don't have it for various reasons. Like I said before, the lineup is just horrendous. He don't have the right players in there at one point. So, and then overall, the Orlando Magic really need to find out their identity. They need to find out what they want to do. And I think the best thing that they can do for themselves right now is to find out what their players can do. Is to find out. And I'm going to go into this a little bit more, but the Orlando Magic really do needs to have someone to really specifically look at the players, that the talent that they're bringing in. That they don't know how to develop, and B, they don't even know what they have. How can you develop something you don't even know what they can do? You know what I'm saying? That's something that I never understood. Like, oh, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong, but how you gonna adjust that? How you gonna tell someone what they're doing wrong if you don't really know their game? You don't know which way they like to look. You don't know if they like to lean to the left. You don't know if they lean to the right. You don't know about a turnaround fadeaway. You don't know if they can do a turnaround fadeaway. You don't know their shot repertoire. You don't know anything. So, yes, I know coaches see them in practice all the time, but there are different ways. And also players. Some players play better with each other, depending on who they are. And you got to figure all of that stuff out. And I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, if Vooch and Ross and Fultz, if those three players, and Aaron Gordon and Isaac, if those five players, which I believe that should be a starting lineup, if those five players aren't like meshing well, then there's a problem. Then that's what you have to develop. You should always have your best five players on your best five players as starting on the basketball team. That just is what it is. I mean, that's coaching 1-on-1. But also you need to be efficient with it as well. So anyway, that's all I have. I'm done ranting. I'm losing my voice. For anyone that watched this whole entire video, thank you. I will be making more sports videos in the future, and I definitely look forward to hearing you guys' comments. Please, I don't care if you guys think I'm wrong. I will address it, and I will talk about it. I'm not really a stat guy. I really don't care about stats all that much. They do help out as far as knowing exactly what tendencies and habits are and all of that. But as far as depending on specific stats, because there's too many variables there. That's one of the things. That's why the process doesn't work. You know, you look at all these variables in the NBA. Who are they playing with? Who are they playing against? How the ball is getting to them? Do they like bounce passes? Do they like high passes? Everything else in between. All these things. It's just too many variables. So don't throw a bunch of stats at me. But logical explanations I will take. And I will definitely respond to. You guys have a wonderful day. Magic is out. Crazy stuff happened in NBA. Heat done won 2 games already. Who to guess? But anyway, you guys take it easy.